Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengals fan on most of the major platforms, and I am joined here by super fans Heath Goldman, Riley Goldman, and Devin Circus, and this is the Week 7 recap. Yeah,
Let's
come
go. Who
on,
dey?
some
Who
enthusiasm.
dey?
Who
So,
dey?
all
Who
right,
dey?
before I forget, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. Support the channel. It's a show by fans for fans. We jump online right after the game for you to give you these recaps right while the emotion's hot. So please hit the thumbs up, helps us out with the analytics, and subscribe. So I think the first things first are wait, we got to bring in. We haven't seen him in a couple weeks. We haven't seen him in a couple weeks. The JJBBH. There he is. Did Joe Flacco have your
AJ?
back? Yes, he did.
Can
Yes,
we,
he
can
did.
we go back to the acronym?
The what?
Acronym JJ? Where's the
Yeah,
JJ?
Jumbo Joe Burrow
Got it.
bobblehead.
Got it.
JJBBH. So it can be a J2H2, right? Or
And I'm going to say
J2B2.
again, just be careful with your J's and the B's, or you
There
send
you
out a
go. I know.
draft
There you
list.
go. Little, we had agreed on some G4. I know you. So,
That's
and
crazy.
so we need that drink. What a
Devin, what is that?
freaking game.
Oh, it's a shot glass?
Yeah, I'm just doing a shot.
There you
I
go.
probably should have
Cheers,
grabbed a shot
everybody.
glass.
Riley, let's see that drink. There we
Right
go. We got to encourage college students to drink more because alcohol consumption's down in the United States because they're doing weed. So we gotta
And
we
they've
gotta
got to
keep the
drink good
alcohol industry
tequila.
afloat.
So we could do a whole show on the tequila Riley's drinking and how he just had to mix it with Shirley Temple.
Yeah,
It still
yeah.
hurts. It
Still
still
hurts.
hurts.
Hey, Devin, I remember the days when you were drinking Jim Beam for bourbon, so don't get started on the little man.
Yeah.
That's
No,
different.
in college,
The
yeah.
flavoring didn't help.
No, Jim Beam doesn't count as drinking bourbon. That's just drinking a Jack or Jim and Coke. That's totally different.
So, all right. I want to say one thing before I forget.
Holy
Do you
shit.
do you think Flacco called that play or Zach called the play? That quarterback sneak. I thought all along Flacco said, "Hey, call the Zach called a play that was like Chase Brown to the right, so Flacco just took it to the left on his own." I think that was
I
Joe.
didn't even think about it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I said
yeah.
Zach Burrow called Joe
Zach
Flacco
doesn't
on a
have that
quarterback
creativity.
sneak. What's that?
Zach doesn't have that creativity. He's
No,
not
that's
gonna
what I was
call that.
thinking. That was a Joe Flacco audible all along, and he might have called a play where everybody was going the other way. He might have been the only one who knew he was going to do that. That's what it
Riley, was
looked
that
like
the
to
one you were
me.
telling me about?
Yeah.
Riley, was that the one you were telling me about, the RPO?
Yeah.
So just
So,
quickly, I'm in Miami for a business trip. I literally was at a business meeting with two of the principals of the firm. I'm literally have my phone sitting there. I watched up until the last 3 minutes. I got to the hotel room. Riley picked up the WhatsApp video, and I got to watch the last 3 minutes. I was probably that was enough that I'm not hurt needed to take.
well, tell me that every Bengal fan didn't hear Kirk Herbstreit when he was saying
Oh
every Bengal
God.
fan's thinking about the 31-30
Walk to the parking lot with it.
Yeah.
And then Geno Stone blows the angle on Freiermuth, and we gift that touchdown, and you're just going, "Oh my gosh, here we go."
Hang on. If you're going to mention Geno Stone's name, don't even give him the credit of only insulting him on one play.
Yeah.
He needs the Lane Kiffin treatment. When the team showers and packs up, he needs to have a hand put in front of him before he's getting on the bus and say, "Find your own way to wherever you want to go."
Yeah.
He needs
Really?
to be cut. He needs to be cut. He's an absolute waste.
Well, he
Somebody
had
from the practice squad. Go sign somebody from Carolina or the worst defense in the league, and it's an improvement from him.
he had a good game a couple weeks ago, and he played well. He had his moments last week. I'm not going to kick him to the practice
Like saying
squad,
the girl's got a nice personality. Come on, done.
but
But anyway,
you know what? I'm going to say this now. First of all, DJ Turner.
oh,
Well, at the end of the season, don't dilly dally. Don't dick him around. Extend him at the end of the season.
So they
And
have
number number two, Flacco needs to be signed as Joe Burrow's backup going into next year.
I was thinking about that
We
too.
need to have, Washington weathered the 2 games without Jaden Daniels. We need to have Flacco there as a backup. So if Joe goes down on an injury next year, we have a Marcus Mariota type who comes in, doesn't just try to go 500, wins the games for you. Flacco needs to stay, and I think if he thinks he has a chance for another Super Bowl next year, he'll do it. So I think those are two signings. I'm going to say it now, have to be done at the end of the year.
Yep. All of a sudden, we're starting to see signs of, we've been saying for a year or two, sign everybody on offense because there's nobody to give money to on defense. Lock up DJ Turner. Asai was out there making plays tonight. Murphy actually looked good on the right side tonight. They talked about it a little, that he's more comfortable on the right side. That's where he played at Clemson. Obviously, Trey's not going to leave the right side when he's on the field. Knight's only a rookie, but he's making plays like,
Knight's a stud.
There's a lot of different ways to look at and talk about this defense. I'm not ready to say this is a good defense, but like we've been saying for 2 years, we just need middle of the pack. We just need the old Lou bend but don't break. I mean, we gave up 30 points. We get Rodgers through for he only threw for 250, but
we got gassed by Warren.
Yeah, Warren carved us up good, but I mean, we made some plays. Honestly, it was a game like last year. The offense just outscored the defense. The offense outscored the other team, but we've got players on defense that are worth hanging on to and worth building around.
Yeah. Dax Hill did what? I mean, I know he was coming up on his fifth, coming off a torn ACL. I haven't watched much of this year.
He's fine. I mean, he's not going to get a lot of money. I don't know that I wouldn't call him a priority. It's probably somebody to keep. He's a nickel slot. Those
right.
If he wants a lot of money and he demands a lot of money, I don't know that he needs it. We're going to have it. We don't have a lot of players we're going to have to re-sign in the offseason.
Well, we definitely got to fill the other corner spot. I mean, CTB is
he was a healthy scratch. I didn't even realize that.
Yes, he was a healthy scratch, which I was going to. Did anybody hear why he was not even?
Wow.
Have you watched the games?
Why?
Well, I've watched the games, but
you know the answer to that.
You need bodies. You know what I'm saying in terms of
Josh Newton.
Yeah, Newton actually played well today.
What's the guy?
Carter still had what? Didn't Carter finish with like 10 tackles?
12.
12 tackles, yeah.
12, 8 solo. Leading tackler again.
I'm going to give Logan Wilson did have that one tip ball. That was actually a
Logan had a couple plays.
But he's in the game and he's not making the plays. Carter's making the plays. Knight's making the plays.
But at the end of the game, Mark, that's what you need. You need a strong presence with the younger guys around him too. So it's not to have him there.
Yeah.
When you have him under contract, you might as well let him do something.
Oh, absolutely. No. And like I said, when we needed that to get off the field with 6 minutes left, we stalled that drive. When we needed that, obviously we didn't know we were going to give up the touchdown on the next possession, but that was a key tip to force the punt.
Yeah.
But what else stood out for you guys?
I mean, surprisingly, Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is a monster. Yeah. Holds if he didn't already, holds the team record for the most receptions in a game, I think they said.
Was it?
Has the most in the NFL this year in a game. I mean,
I took the over 67.5 yards for Chase, but I noticed that it was 11 targets and 6.5 receptions. He literally, I think, had almost all that. I needed 13 yards or something for him at halftime to get the yardage. It was the only one I took, but you could have bet all 3 of those. I think he had the 11 targets at halftime. I mean, it was.
He had 23 at the end of the game.
Yeah. So, in all seriousness, I mean, we all know how great he is, but it gets lost just how good he is because he does it every week. But when you watch what he does with his footwork, what he does to get 2 feet in on a sideline play, the old saying, when you got a good receiver, throw it to such and such, he's always open. That was the joke Jamar's rookie year. Burrow, just throw it. Jamar's down there somewhere. It's not real what he's able to do. One thing that Jake and I always joke about is how often do you see Jamar catch a ball 5, 6, 7 yards downfield and breaks a tackle or gets tackled but falls forward for 3 yards for the first down?
Yeah.
The pass that they threw on first down with 5 or 6 left, that first down play, that's an ill-advised pass. That's a bad play call. There's nothing that was good about that. And still, he almost made a one-handed play, and I caught myself saying, "Oh man, Jamar, how do you not catch it? He got one hand at it. He caught, but like nobody makes it. What he does is so not real. It's so freakish. It's so special. He's so far and away the best receiver in this league, and I don't know how many years that we're just lucky we get to watch him.
Go back in our lifetimes. There's somebody. If you're going to talk like that, Devin, there's somebody that you compare him to.
Calvin Johnson's the only one I can think of.
Jerry Rice.
But Rice he did it differently. I mean, Rice is the best ever. Don't get me wrong, but it was
but the footwork and the ability to get open and the break tackles. I mean, everything you said was exactly what you would say about him back in the day.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, how often do you see? I watch a lot of football. I don't know how much you guys watch of other teams, but how often? Jamar makes the play, gets hit, drops it on the early, that touchdown that wasn't a touchdown. They go back on the next play and he makes a touch. He gets the touch. There was another sequence in the third quarter where they go to him on second down on a play that he could have made, maybe should have been a flag. They go back to him and he gets 20 on the next play. Like, how often you don't get opportunities to throw that many times in a row to one guy, but it's there's no words anymore to describe. I mean, I can't even count how many texts I got from non-Bengals fans that just, he's unbelievable. I can't believe how good he is. How do you stop him? You can't contain it. It's just unbelievable. And, to tie it back to Flacco, T had a great game tonight. Yeah. And look, we said it when they traded for Flacco on that preview show. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if there's going to be a run game. I don't know if the line can protect for him. But if they can keep him upright, I trust Flacco throwing the ball up to T and Jamar. And we're seeing.
How many turnovers in 2 games from Flacco? 0.
I'll tell you the one thing. As I was walking out of the elevator, I thought I had 6.5 minutes. Riley's got, you got 3.5 minutes. And what he said was, he goes, "We've kept Flacco upright." And I will tell you that, if I'm sitting here, if I had never seen any of the game, which I only saw 3 minutes of the game, and listened to the three of you, I would have said our offensive line had to have done something tonight.
They did a phenomenal job.
I mean, they did well. Risner played well. He actually had his moments. When we pushed 2 times, remember the Drew Sample? I guess our tush push is literally taking a guy and shoving him in his tush so he goes forward.
I turned to my wife and I said, Flacco's going to get back to the huddle and tell Sample he's got to buy him a drink first next time.
That's right. I want dinner and drinks before you go grabbing my ass like that. But that's our version of the tush push. But who did he go behind? They went right behind Risner. That was the guard in front.
Risner had a very, very good game. There were a couple of blocks he had. They highlighted. No, the line did a great job.
Was Mims back?
What's that?
Was Mims back?
Yeah. Mims had an unreal game.
Yeah, Mims.
I mean, how many times did we hear TJ Watt's name? Once?
Just that one sack
until the late
in the game.
He had one pressure early and he had the late sack.
Yeah. So
TJ Watt gets hurt from half the game. Mims 100%. One of his best games of his career.
So Flacco's never had receivers like he gets to work with here. And I think about it. He's been with the team 10 days. He's played 2 games in 4 or 5 days.
Well, it just shows
the chemistry you're already seeing. I mean, like I said, we need to I said 2 of the next 3, but I wanted to win all 3. I mean, we have a shot here going into the bye at 5-4 and being right in the thick of things.
Yeah, really? Somebody said it a couple weeks ago. He's a professional quarterback. I mean, he's a professional.
Yeah.
One thing I'm going to call. Hold on a second. I'm going to call Devin out. I haven't done it in a long time because I haven't been on the show.
Plus, you're probably
ready. He was ready to send T to the stables about 1.5 years ago, and I said, "Hey, if he stays healthy, we need him." So I'm just going to bring it back. Jamar doesn't have the kind of ability. He doesn't get all those touches and catches if you don't have somebody else that you actually have to look at as a 1A or a 1B.
And let's hold our glass up for T. Higgins, who puts his ego aside, his personal stats aside, and has got enough football IQ to catch the ball, go down at the 5. Knowing he's leaving Mac, we can chew through the timeouts. We can kick instead of rushing in. Then we have to go for 2 points, and then you give them options. You know what? Unselfish, heady, high IQ football move there. So that's the T.
But if Money Mac had missed a 36, you'd be screaming bloody murder that he didn't take those points. So There's
No,
a-
I wouldn't have been.
No,
That was
that's
the
on
right
Mac.
play.
That's not on.
You have to go down there. And I don't know about you guys. The second he went down, Jake and I were kind of live texting, and we both at the same time were like, shit, that was the wrong move. You need the touchdown. And then we both immediately did the math. It's like, oh no, they're getting the ball back with 10, 15 seconds left and no timeout. Yeah.
I'd take the touchdown if we weren't chasing one, but we
Right.
would have had to get the
Right.
2-point conversion to
Right.
be up 7. So
Right.
no, that was the key move, heady
Right.
play. Because most players I don't remember if it was the Cowboys or somebody a couple weeks ago, but I watched a player on a 4th and 5, right? Somebody aired it out 30 yards and he intercepted the ball. And I was like, what are you doing? You just gave up 30 yards of field position. Just knock it down. But these DBs are thinking about their stats and their, just knock it down. Know the situation in the game and what helps your team out. Not what pads your stats.
Hey, by the way, we haven't said this in a while. We're leading the division.
What?
No, we're not.
No, we're in second.
No,
we're a game and a
We're
half.
leading the
behind
division
Pittsburgh.
in division record, not in
Oh
overall.
yeah, 2-0.
Yeah, division record.
Oh, okay. He was saying
We're-
division record, I guess.
2 games behind Pittsburgh.
No, he was saying we're leading.
He's saying division record.
Division record.
We're 2-0 in the division.
Yes, but we're 2
What
games
does that
back in
mean?
actual stats.
Who cares?
Game and a half. Yeah, we're like I said, this keeps us.
I thought we were.
Pittsburgh
I'm
came
fine.
into the game 4-1, dude.
Yeah. Now they're no, they came in the game. Was it 4-1 or 5-1?
4-1. They already had their
4-1.
one.
Okay. So, but no, this like I said,
Mark,
we got 2 games ahead of Baltimore. This season's so weird because we were so worried about the Baltimore, and those are manageable games, especially now having Flacco play against his old teams. Those are manageable games. With the injuries Baltimore has, those are not the same games we thought we were going to be playing. The Bills look very fallible, and so does they look human. I'm not saying we win them all. I'm just saying, and the Patriots game, which we checked off as a win when we did our season preview, that's a tough game.
I'm excited for
the
that
Patriots.
one.
Yep.
So it's just how the season
Devin's
plays
like,
out.
yeah, that's going to be a great one in my house.
Yeah. So, by the way, if you're not betting Tennessee to Patriots against Tennessee this week, I mean, that's the game. So he's going to go in there and roll that team.
One more thing I will say: credit to the O-line for this reason.
100%.
Chase Brown finally had a game this year.
Yeah.
He was averaging, what'd they say, 2.4 yards.
2.7. 2.7.
And he just went for 9.8 average with a 37 long. He went for 109 yards today.
Yeah.
109 is probably more than he's had all year.
Yeah.
Son, but at some point, you can't look at Chase. I mean, you actually have to have a hole. If he's getting hit at -1,
That's
you can't blame the kid, for it.
This
right?
is credit to the O-line, not Chase.
Yeah, no.
It's got to be on the O-line.
And it's also the fact that we used the pass to set up the run. Once Flacco was a threat down the field, he showed he could get the ball to Chase and T and Yoshi. Once he showed that, when they put 9 in the box, 8 in the box, what did Flacco do? He immediately throws it out to Chase. But that sets up the running game. Then when they're all back there. So, Flacco's a master. Like I said, he's a professional quarterback. All that was there for Browning. He just doesn't have the ability to do it.
80 decided to catch a few passes today. I missed.
He had a real bad drop early, and I was ready to. I made a mental note. It's Tinsley or Burton time, or at least give him a chance. But he came up big.
Yeah, no. Then he had a couple really big catches
early, but had some very big ones.
And Chase had a big drop. That ball where Flacco hits him, that would have been his longest play of the year. He has a chance of scoring. There's only 2 players in front of him.
Yeah,
and a lot of green. It's going to be 30 yards before he reaches them.
How about Flacco's reaction to that? That was a phenomenal camera shot.
They were very good at showing the reactions. Like when Chase dropped the ball after he had 17 completions with him, and you saw him like shocked, like, you don't drop balls.
That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah. Oh no, there was some great, like I said, the reaction stuff on the coverage was very good tonight. They were very good at getting Aaron Rodgers, and when he was frustrated and when he was happy. So,
and there's still nothing better than the 10 times a game shots of Zach Taylor with the look of what language are you speaking to me, because I don't know what's going on.
Right. So.
And I will say the play calling in the The drive when we had 6 minutes left was really bad.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have 2nd and 10s. Your goal is to get 3rd and 3s. You've got to get a couple first downs. That was poorly run. I mean, if Flacco doesn't pull that run out of his, we don't get one. Then we went 3 and out after that. But I mean, we gave the ball to Pittsburgh back with 2:40 left, and they didn't use a timeout. Now, granted, they chose not to. That sack wound up being huge. I mean, and how ridiculous is that? How do you not use a timeout and take advantage of the fact that you just get a sack? I was shocked at that. They let a minute 15 or so run off the clock before we gave him the ball back when Fryman scored the touchdown. You made a random toast in the middle of the tee, Mark. I think we got to give another toast. I've got to give my hats off and a thank you to Andrew Barry. Fuck you, Mike Tomlin. You were right.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Yeah. No. I'm pouring
Thank you, Andrew Barry.
I'm pouring a little more G4.
And I will also add Jalen Ramsey into that. I don't think there's a player I hate more in the history of the NFL. We're, I don't know, probably halfway through the first quarter, and my wife looks at me like I'm some kind of belligerent, when I'm screaming F-bombs at the top of my lungs every time Chase beats Jalen Ramsey. And Brady didn't really understand it. I pulled up the video of AJ Green and Jalen Ramsey, and
I remember that.
Taught my family a little history. If you haven't watched that one in a long time, pull it up. It's a good one. And I fully admit in retrospect, Jalen Ramsey started it by pushing him, but that was all AJ Green.
Oh, no. Wait, when he grabs his helmet and they get into it. Oh, that was great.
Now then punch the hell out of him. One more thing I want to say, and I'm rambling tonight. Jake and I were live texting a lot of game. He actually sent me, I'm not going to be able to make the show, but pass on. I'm shocked that they've been able to neutralize Pittsburgh's pass rush. It's insane what happens when team have to respect the run and not just bull rush every snap like we thought they were going to be able to do. And he gave a big thumbs up to the early down play calling. We were ahead of the sticks the whole game, no penalties, and that was good stuff there.
Yeah, no, we scored. Think about this: over our 4-game losses, we scored 9 points in the first half in 4 games.
Yep,
we scored 17 today, and actually went into the locker room with the lead. Right, got the ball back, made it a 10-point, and they were chasing us the whole game. And even though they caught us, we got the final possession. But just a completely different game. What's the order? I think we have the Bears next, and then the
Bears, Jets. I had that up.
And the bye.
Bears, Jets, bye, Pittsburgh, Patriots.
Jets, Bears. Steelers again, and then Patriots.
But we get the Jets off of. We get the mini bye right now, right?
Yeah.
Then we come back, we play the Bears. Then we get 2 weeks to prepare for the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So I mean, I really like the way this is setting up. We've got to win these next 2 games.
I don't love the short week headed into Baltimore, but
Yeah, well, we didn't.
But then we get a long week going into Buffalo, so I'm not mad about that.
Right. And I've got. We were one of my threads. We were playing around with, if Burrow comes back early December. Okay, we're 3-4 right now. Realistically, is it a reasonable expectation that we can win home Jets, home Bears, at Pittsburgh? Very reasonable expectation. Yep. Patriots game, I'll even give us a loss, but that's a game we can win. Lose at Baltimore, lose at Buffalo. That puts us at 6-7.
Right.
Burrow comes back at 6-7. Home Ravens, at Dolphins, at home Cardinals, home Browns.
Right.
Honestly, even if Burrow doesn't come back, this team could. I'm not saying will. I'm not saying I'd bet it.
Right.
There's a plausible scenario where Joe Flacco takes this team to 9-8 or 10-7 and makes the playoffs.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if you go into whatever you said after Buffalo and Baltimore, the question is, do you rush Joe back? I mean, do you really even bring him back at that point? I mean, it's like
if we can win 3 of the next 4, you do not need to rush Burrow back, because if he comes back at 6-7. We have a shot. The AFC feels wide open.
It is wide open.
Start winning, but it feels like it's going to stay. The 7 seed is probably going to be 9-8.
Probably.
And frankly, everybody's giving Pittsburgh their flowers. We just dropped them to 4-2, 4-2. I listened to a podcast today. I haven't pulled up their schedule. They still have Chiefs. No, sorry. They have Bills, Vikings, Lions, Packers, and Ravens twice. That's 6.
Yeah, we got through all those games already. Not the Bills, but we got through the Packers, the Vikings. So, yeah.
The Ravens twice. I think they still have to go to Cleveland.
Not Chiefs, Bills.
Yeah, I corrected it. Yeah, it's Bills, not Chiefs. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, this is what the Flacco trade did.
Bears. Bears. That's a game they can lose. They got to at Chargers, home Colts. They're what are they, 4-2? This team could be 6-11.
Yeah.
I called Devin when they announced the Flacco trade. I'm like, I don't recall an in-season trade that this team actually made. And he reminded me that it was the Billy Price for
BJ Hill.
BJ Hill.
One of the greatest recoveries of a bust first rounder ever. When I thought that again, every time I see he'll make a play, I go, oh my gosh, greatest recovery of a bust, Billy Price pick.
But I was going to make a point here, Mark. Give me a second. So you look at this and I'm like, we ripped this family and we ripped Mike Brown, but somehow somebody pulled some strings and like, you know what? We have to make this trade.
Yeah.
And, it shocked the living shit out of me at the time, but they gave us a chance.
And now the comments by Tomlin. He wasn't happy.
Yeah, and he's right. Look, he's right. I made fun of him, but he's right. Why?
100%.
And especially his point, you thought enough of him to start him week 1, and then you trade him to a dangerous opponent in week 3 week 5 or 6.
Right.
Heath, I know you watch a lot of the shows when you're not on, but that was the first thing we said. It was, this may not win a Super Bowl. This might not be the greatest thing ever, but you know what? They're freaking trying. They tried something. And, 2 games in, so we got 3 great halves of football out of 4 out of him.
He's been with the team 10 days. Yeah. He's had the playbook 9 days.
Yeah,
right?
I will. Yep.
He got it last Tuesday.
Yeah. One thing we should talk. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, I mean
one thing. Yeah.
When you look at where he is in the 10 days, it's incredible. Let's give him now we've got the mini bye where he's got a lot of practices with these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deb, welcome to my world. I used to go over to Mark's house and watch like 14 out of 16 games. And I would just sit back and I would play with the cats because Mark would just talk. I'd go to say something and Mark would answer me. I'm like, dude,
I'm not crazy. He just told me to go, right? I didn't jump on him because my wife hears these in the other room. And it's like, Devin, you got to let these guys talk. You're always
no. Riley and I talk about this all the time. I'm like, right, you just have to interrupt Mark sometimes. Sometimes you just got to let him. It's like the Energizer.
It's not just me, Devin.
I'm not used to that because it's usually me.
Yeah, Devin's the same. I had to cut you off a couple weeks ago. I think he went for like 3 minutes or something. There was one where you go, I got to stop. I've been going for,
I was on that one.
One thing that's worth talking about, and this is probably a Jake, because Jake gets into X's and O's and play calls and stuff better than all of us. I got a text from, and I wish I could pull it up, but I had, between the Dodgers and the Bengals tonight, I probably went through 1,000 texts. One comment that a buddy sent to me was something along the lines of, watching this makes me feel that Burrow and Taylor are so nowhere near on the same page. And I just think that's something worth diving into in the next couple of weeks. I don't know enough. I can't articulate it. I see where it's coming from, but I don't know.
How long can that conversation be? It's not going to be long. I don't think there's anybody that's ever been on this show with us that disagrees with that. It's like, at some point you have to look at this, and we said it. Somebody said it. I don't know. We have to go back and look at all the old ones. Somebody looked at it and said, you know what? If Joe wants him gone, it may have been you, Dev. If Joe wants him gone, he'll be gone.
No, I said that.
But the point is, and maybe I'm taking it differently than you guys are. The point is, if this play calling is working with Flacco, why aren't we doing this with Burrow? That's where I took it as Burrow's overruling Taylor and fighting Taylor, and maybe Burrow's not right, and maybe Burrow's doing things and changing to things that he shouldn't be doing. And you're nodding, Riley. I mean, we need to do it.
There's
tonight.
A reason I know, like, I've stopped wearing the jersey because I wanted Zach on. This game, I was really contemplating putting my jersey back on, and because saying clearly something worked today with the play calling and worked last year with Jake Browning, this year Jake Browning play call
I
was
was just
terrible.
going to say that. It worked with Browning
But
before.
with last year, it worked with Browning. This year, so far, the first half of last week wasn't great, but he was here for 4 days. Was a great play call for the most part, other than the one drive that stalled with 6 minutes
100%.
left. What is going? Something's off with either Burrow or they're giving Burrow the play calls and he's just running the show. Because there's no reason we shouldn't be able to get. Granted, the O-line looked way better today than normal with when Burrow's been around, but there's no way we can't get 15 targets to Chase. I'm not saying 23 because 23 is ridiculous. Seven targets to T, two or three other guys, and get
tight
what was
ends.
it? 11 carries to Chase to Brown. Why can't that happen with a Burrow play call, with a Burrow game plan? That was never.
I'll throw something out here that we've talked about it a lot of times. Joe has a tendency to hold that damn ball and to try to make a play when it's not necessarily something there.
I was just going to say, he goes hero ball and he draws sacks by too long. It's more than that. It's more. You're 100% right, but it's more.
No, I don't disagree with you.
Jake pointed out that Burrow, if you notice, Sample was on the field for a lot of this game. Burrow doesn't like Sample on the field. He wants an extra target out there.
He wants 4.
An extra target
because he wants Fant and Yoshi and the 2 receivers and the running back. You don't get Drew Sample out there in that package, and he fights for that. And you know what? Sample contributes a lot. He chips a lot. He adds a lot to our running game. He adds a lot to our pass blocking game. He adds a lot to the tush push we saw today.
And we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but you can bet everything that each of us are worth, and Riley, you can tie it to your dad, that when push comes to shove, Zach's going to kowtow to Burrow.
Yes.
If there's a dispute, Zach's going to say, yes, sir, Mr. Burrow, sir.
I mean, $55 million.
Maybe Zach's, I don't know.
We talked about this years ago, and Devin's like, how do we spend I don't remember what it was, second or third round on Sample. At the end of the day, it was probably a reach. But to your point, Mark, if he never catches another pass, he is a big body who's willing to go in there and put his nose in there and put a body on somebody to block.
Who would have been on the board still in the 4th round. But yes, he's great.
I said it may have been a reach, but I'm just saying you've got to have somebody who's willing to just get out there and do the dirty things.
He's a great role player. Him and Tanner Hudson play the same position and do the exact opposite role, but are both great at what they do and are great little role players that serve their part.
And if hearing you say that explains to me what happened with the offensive line. If you've got 5 people, if you've got 6 people blocking, it's going to be able to pick up somebody. That is better than 5. And when you have say it again.
No, 6 is better than 5. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. And even up to 7 if Chase Brown is in there.
He's a great chipper, by the way. Did you see the one chip he had in the 4th quarter where I forgot which play it was, but he had a phenomenal chip that freed Flacco up to go to the right late.
Yes.
All right, boys, I do want to remember that we're actually having a hell of a time, but we are actually recording this show for others to watch, and it's going to be a long one.
They get the audio on Spotify, too, so the Spotify people like the longer shows because they're listening to it.
I don't have to look at our ugly mugs. I mean, Riley's a decent-looking kid. The 3 of us don't offer
right now they got to deal with us, but they do have Joe. So
I still say when you've got that thing next to you, your hand should be above the camera line the whole time because I'm worried about you.
No, I got a glass in one hand. It's
you got to get out here one day. You go into this office. You the 3 of us couldn't fit in that office together. You Mark and I could not fit in that office.
My war room.
It's so tiny.
It's my war room. So
Mark's like, they use the term Catwoman, a woman that's got 8 cats and Oliver Pack. Like Mark's the cat lady of Bengals gear and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, look right here. Signed program by Boomer Esiason. Sent it to the foundation.
All right, we just jumped the shark.
Yeah, I mean it's some quality stuff back there.
Fonzie's on the bike over the shark right now.
Jumping the shark. You gotta wind him up. Who
day in the UK? Come on.
Does Riley know who Fonzie or Riley? Do you know the term "jumping the shark"?
Vaguely.
The term?
Yeah.
It's
I
not
don't
just
know.
do you
I
know
don't
the
know.
term,
So
do you know
explain it to
why?
me.
You don't know where it came
why
from,
they
Heath?
say jump the shark.
So there was an episode of Happy Days in
Yeah.
whatever season where Fonzie gets on the bike and over an ocean or whatever does like
With
an
a pool of sharks.
pool.
Yes.
Yes, jumping over the shark. And they say that's when Happy Days was never the same. They went too far. The show jumped the shark. That's where. So
That's where
Riley,
the expression comes
the
from.
shark means we've lost our way. We shouldn't keep going anymore. And it comes from Happy Days when Fonzie jumped over the shark.
Jump the shark. So
I gotta go pack. We gotta have to wrap up. I gotta pack.
all right. Well, listen. Any final thoughts on today, other than what an amazing win in prime time?
Great
We
win.
needed this.
Got to keep it rolling.
Yes.
Got to keep it rolling.
Keep the train
Because
rolling.
we're all excited now, but this could change next week if we go back to how last week looked.
Oh, come on. When have the Bengals ever won a big game and come back the next week and lost to a 1-6 team? That could never happen. That's not Bengals football.
Well, by the way, don't the Bengals? We're going to be in World Series time, aren't we? And with Dodgers, Bengals, Dodgers, Bengals.
The next week's game is a Sunday. World Series is Friday. Dodgers still have to win more, but the World Series next week is Friday and Saturday. The Jets game is Sunday, so we're good.
You know what? I will tell you, I live in LA, so I'm happy if they win one. But at the end of the day, you see what's happened with basketball and football and the parity with a cap. At some point, baseball has to, you keep yawning there, buddy. At some point, you have to look at doing something. It's just,
I agree.
I'm going to give you one comment, and then we're going to be done. Go do a Google search and Google what the net worth of every owner of Major League Baseball is. Every owner, I apologize, Heath, except for your Reds, is worth more than $1 billion. And every owner has the ability to sign a contract and push money out. So I don't want to hear it. Every owner, half the owners are worth $10 billion.
Yeah, but the cap space and profit sharing is about sharing revenue. So, the smaller markets, the Royals, when you go buy, anybody's jersey, everybody participates in all that. So there's no profit sharing. So you're always going to have the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Phillies, the big market teams are always going to be there because they have more money.
The Diamondbacks run as a small market team, right?
Yes.
Okay. The Diamondbacks owner is worth more than the Yankees owner.
But Dev, you got to run it like a business. You have to derive revenue from what it is. The D-backs don't draw anywhere near what the Dodgers draw. The Red Sox, the Yankees, it's about the revenue that you bring in. Yes, as an owner, you could dip into your pocket, but if you're going to Vegas one day, you want to play with house money, you want to play with your own money.
The revenue that's generated at stadiums pales in the rest of the revenue that a team brings in.
Where's the revenue come from, though?
Because every stadium sells 20,000 season tickets, 30,000 season tickets, and then does another 10,000 every game in walk-up.
But the Dodgers sell twice that. So do the Yankees.
Dodgers average 40. The Dodgers do. The Rockies draw as much as the Dodgers. Go look at the Rockies attendance.
So
get to the game. Why do okay, let's do this. Why do more people go to the Dodgers games? Because they have great players? Because they win? Okay, go sign players that win.
Because they got sushi at the stadium now. That's why.
Huh?
Because they got sushi at the stadium now.
Why do they? And do you know that the Dodgers made more money on the $700 million contract they gave Shohei in year one? You know why? Because they're fucking smart. And look at the sponsorships. They signed every major company in Japan. They brought in $1 billion in year one to pay for Shohei. Any team could have done that if they wanted to.
Yeah, you lived here for most of your life. Look at the companies. When you look at the companies that can sponsor in Los Angeles compared to Cincinnati or Kansas City, there's no comparison.
But I don't think that drives the revenue that you think it does.
Okay.
All right. Well,
now, you want to talk
right away from football.
This is a football podcast.
This is a Bengals podcast
on the East Coast for me and
the Dodgers TV.
I've got
All right. So,
all right, boys, let's get it. Keep it going.
All right. So, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. Support the channel. It's all we ask. Hit the thumbs up. Helps us out with the analytics. Subscribe. Hit the bell so you know when our videos come out. We do previews and recaps. And hey, savor this one, Bengals fans.
Leave a comment if you watch this whole thing. I want to know how many people watch this whole thing because we.
By the way, Riley, are you?
If you got to the baseball talk, I want to see a comment in the bottom.
Riley, you put any pictures, any professional pictures up somewhere where they can actually see your work? I guess
Not
that's the
right.
deal.
I'm
All right,
working
Mark.
on it.
No, he's working on
Working
it. He's working on it. All right, we will be back next week with the preview.
I got
Enjoy
midterms.
Sunday's game. Sit back, relax, watch the Red Zone channel, and I'm going to say, "Hoot, everybody! Enjoy the rest of your evening."
Who day?
Boys, I'm going to bed.